Hey, Seka! Before you ask me any questions, I'm gonna do you a solid. Make a video right now about FAQ, and it might answer your questions. Oh! Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. This is being a thank you video for you guys being super rock stars on the YouTube channel. We've got almost, I think a little bit over 5. We've gotten over 5,160 new subscribers in the last 28 days, according to my YouTube metric here. So guys, thank you so much for all the support on the YouTube channel. It's been very phenomenal helping you guys out, and I hope to help you guys go my best foot forward in the future. So if you do have any questions, of course, I'm willing to help you out. This video is specifically going to be an FAQ. I'm going to be answering questions from subscribers that have just commented in the last few days, and hopefully I can get through a lot of these. Fortunately, there will be no memes in this video, so all of y'all that are looking for the memes, this is not that video. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Can you make a video on how to counter Kingbrum? Maybe. Seems like an oddly specific video. I have over 300 gems and I already have Thur. To be honest, I just wanted to summon so I can just get stamina potions. But seeing as it may not be worth a banner, that makes me sad. I'm running out of stamina potions. I mean, right now the Hellbound banner just got released, so you potentially could pull if you need stamina potions. You gotta make that choice for yourself, my man. I mean, that one's a tough one. I thought the Hawk Pass allowed to pick up a unit of choice. Dang, I don't want to get another Fat King at 3 in a row. No, I don't think the Hawk Pass has ever given a unit of choice. I think it's always been different, like either an SSR ticket, and the only thing that we've ever been able to choose, to my knowledge, was the you have to select the cosmetic through the summer one. And I believe that was in the first Hawk Pass, but where you're able to select different cosmetics for different characters for the summer event. Why not summon for Hellbound as a free-to-play or budget player? Essentially, the banner units that are on there are units that are going to be available in the general pool, and if you are looking for units that really do well in content, but you can get anywhere, you can pull on that banner. As a semi-free-to-play player / budget player on JP, what I've noticed over a long period of time is that pulling on any banner that just pops up for the hottest PvP unit really screws you over in both short-term and long-term, because you have to do two different things if you're pulling for a unit. The first thing you have to do is first get the unit, and the second thing you have to do is you have to get all the cosmetics for that unit if you're going to be competing with them in PvP. So whenever you're a free-to-play player trying to pull for a new unit, you may have to make sure that you're saving enough gems so that you actually buy their cosmetics later on and work on their kit. So overall, that's the main reason that pulling for a unit may not be in your best interest, because as a free-to-play player, if you're not going to be focusing on their cosmetics right away, then you are going to be in a world of hurt. That's why saving for specific banners where you really want to get a specific unit is much better, especially when you can pick up Hellbound on any individual banner and you don't have to worry about him. Sorry, I don't like YouTubers reading patch notes for me because I can just read them myself. Okay, keep it short. I literally talk super fast, dude. What I needed is feedback and opinion on the new banner unit / event. Album's fire. As far as the event's good. Even with that said, I got nothing out of this video unlike your previous videos. I know you want to get this type of video out as soon as possible, get more views. That's really not why I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. It's a news video, so you want to get the information out to people as quick as possible for news. That's just how the nature of news works. If you're not first, you're last. As far as opinions go, I give my very short burst opinions during the video, and that's why I do a live reaction to every single unit as I'm seeing them. But I'm sorry that you didn't find value in this video. I'm hoping I can help you in the future. But as far as Death Pierce, you're not sure who Death Pierce passes worked in the 4th slot. The reason I'm not sure is because I tried testing it, but you're not able to see substats and units on the other side of things. I'm fairly certain it does work on the side of things, but the reason I'm saying I'm not really sure it works is because whenever I use a unit with even high crit chance, like 80 or 90% crit chance, and using him in the back line, I really almost never crit. So as far as the overall general impression that I get as far as using a unit like Death Pierce, I really do fall flat on as far as being able to see the big gains from that unit. And why should a free-to-play unit player skip Hellbound? Because it's a PvP unit, and you don't need him, and you can pull him on any banner in the game. Hellbound about it be added to Part 1 SSR ticket pull. I have no idea. I think he will. Video on that for SSR ticket link is going to be right about here somewhere. As far as what's added between Part 1 and Part 2, I don't remember off the top of my head. Your intros are what I come here for. The video with Ease of Pain and Quarantine, always a pleasure watching. Keep at it. Peace. Where do you buy pots? I'm guessing you're asking for stamina potions. There's only 3 ways to buy stamina potions. The first way to buy stamina potions is with friendship coins. If you go to the coin shop, go to the friendship shop, and you can buy them for 400 friendship coins. The second way you can get AP potions is by doing this daily cooking with Bond. He gives you 2 stamina potions, and the final way you can get stamina potions is the guild or the knighthood, and you're able to turn in I think it's 20 knighthood coins per stamina potion. So if you wanted to farm raids, you can actually get more knighthood coins to turn in for your stamina potions. The only other ways you can get stamina potions are by Netmarble being magnanimous, and they're saying, hey, here's more stamina potions for stuff, or dollar dues. Which difficulty do you do for book farming if it's not half stamina? You literally just don't do it. Why I keep dying up to 50 runs when I do extreme boss? It probably has to do with either the gear or your composition. Essentially, the way the auto is going to default is going to do every so often. There must be a set of abilities that either the enemy is doing in high rank skills, or it's going to be a set of abilities that you're getting in cards that's really screwing you over. The only way you can really see is that by paying attention to your auto. If you put your phone down, there's no way I could possibly know without knowing your team makeup or the enemy makeup you're actually fighting. Biggest barrier to overnight farming is the daily resets here on the East Coast. Yeah, but it stops at like 3 a.m. So when you wake up at like 7 or 8, you only lose like 4 hours. It's not that big of a deal. But I feel you, man. That sucks. Thank you for all the well wishes, by the way, for all the people saying thank you and good work. Thank you. I appreciate these comments very much so. Is half stamina event happening every Sunday? No, it happens every other week. Half stamina is going to be this week. It's going to be starting on Monday. It was boss battles. It usually is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for boss battles. Thursday and Friday it's going to be equipment and food, and then Saturday, Sunday it's all books and EXP potions. How do I know when there's a half stamina event? You can know by if you go to your events tab. There's on the 3rd tab. There's actually a place you can look for it. So during the half stamina food gears on free stages at book XP dungeon and chalices in stage 4, 5, and 6. Yes, you watched the video. I like that. Like hard. Hey Sekapoko, I started the game 7 days ago and got a question. My AFK farm team right now is at 91,000 combat class. Should I do chapter 4 and 5 bosses for awakening materials, or should I do chapter 1 extreme mode with better chance of doing chalices rank? Matthew responded to you and said you should do lower rank chalices, lower chapters. Yeah, you're kind of forced into doing that. You really need to start working on your combat class for your characters in order to do 4, 5, and 6. So on this go around, you're going to be really screwed on getting awakening materials for those stages. So that means you're going to have to work harder at getting those awakening materials to the free stages as they come around. Otherwise, you should probably work on your farming team's combat class by getting more gear, or possibly undoing their awakenings first before, if you're having really big trouble, because that's where you get the most gains. And thank you for well wishes. I appreciate it. They're very nice. Thank you. Yo, Seka, great video as always informative and entertaining. I have a question that is sort of related to the video. How are we going to counter Green Esquire in ungeared PvP when he drops on Global? Helbram is a really good way to counter the Green Esquire, actually. If you do end up pulling Helbram at some point before Esquire, he actually does really high damage to him. Green Esquire is really strong against anyone who uses critical strikes, and his major weakness is Petrify / Freeze early on, and Ultimate Gauge rollback. So Merlin is a very interesting character to use as well, but Helbram is his main counter. But unfortunately, Escanor does counter King very heavily, where he can actually just go through King like Swiss cheese. It's actually awesome. So Helbram does get kind of that is a counter to him as a unit, but it doesn't always work that way. I love your videos, bud. Good job. I've been playing 70 cents for a few weeks and I really like it. However, some of the stats confuse me, like pierce rate, resistance, crit defense, and crit resistance. Is there a video explaining this stuff? No, very short version of what it does is that the pierce rate is the fixed damage that you can add to the damage calculation. It's just an additional damage modifier that you're adding to your damage. Resistance rate is the counter to that kind of idea, where it's fixed damage that is subtracted from your overall damage. Whereas, you know, the first part of the damage equation is like attack times your card damage and type advantage, critical strikes, all that stuff, and minus defense. And then the second part of the equation is pierce and resistance based. And critical defense is the ability to negate critical damage. So whatever critical damage is out, critical defense is the thing that resists that damage, not the actual chance to crit. Critical resistance, however, is the ability to resist critical strikes. It basically is the counter to critical chance. Okay, is there a video going over how you raise affinity for the costumes for the main units? For example, raising affinity to 2 SR houses so we can get cosmetics for red SSR houser and talking about which ones are worth it, get it, and work on the most. The very short version of that is work on cosmetics that get you headpieces as well as weapons. The reason that's the short version is you can actually upgrade any SR character or other version of a character to get actually 2 free cosmetics off that character for just the actual physical costume. So if you have 2 variants of a character, like say Hellbrum, you have a green Hellbrum and a red Hellbrum, you get 4 costume cosmetics on that character right away. Same with having a Blue King and Green King, you would have 4 costume cosmetics right away, but you're kind of missing weapons as well as headpieces. So as far as, hey, how do you get the cosmetics as far as what you need, make sure you focus on affinity characters that use weapons or headpieces. You still hit top 100 after the Gallon update? No, I'm not even pushing for PvP top 100. Screw that. For the overall PvP team, I just took out Weinhardt and put in Gother. It's fine. Challenger every week. As far as this week goes, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do something different, but we'll see. How do you guys have so many Water or Demon Life Awakening materials? You have to farm half stamina pre-boss stages and raid bosses. So if you're watching boss stages, then that's a really good way to doing it. And we're doing it in half stamina consistently, so it's really good. Do you have any tips for PvP shop weapon cosmetics to get first? The ones you're using in PvP. Very short version. Whatever character you're using in PvP, buy those weapon cosmetics first. As far as the rarity goes, you can buy from the low rarity, go to the high rarity, because that's basically what you're gonna get in coins early on, and small gains are better than big gains right away. So I'm still new, and I don't understand why you use common gear on the right-hand side and SSR gear on the left. Why not just run full SSR gear? It's very expensive. If you run common gear on the right-hand side, you're able to get the substats for those characters right away on the right-hand side of the gear. It also is the most inexpensive form of getting those pieces to get the biggest stat gain. If you were doing rare gear, it costs 5 times as much as common, whereas common gear will talk about 300,000 to 500,000 a piece, and rare gear will cost somewhere between 1.5 million to 2.5 million. It really depends on your RNG and your rolls on how long it takes you to get the rolls that you want for a specific piece. There was actually somebody that spent over 15 million gold trying to get perfect rolls on a rare piece as far as try to get maximum rolls. Is it worth doing that? Fuck no. Just get as best rolls that you can above 2%, and then you're fine. As long as you're getting those, you should be okay. If you had the way you can compare that to an SSR ring would probably be equivalent to that, about 4 or 5% attack stat, and if it had other subsets along with it, obviously that would boost it in fur. But as far as the overall value that you would gain out of a right-hand side ring, as far as combat class goes, as far as attack value goes, 4 or 5% on a 5-star 5+ ring is equivalent to a common ring. You still get other crit chance and other kind of subsets modifiers out of that, but attack is the best the scaling thing that you really want out of it. It leaves you on anvils and other gear that you have to spend on, so it's a very, very efficient method in order to give yourself a little bit of gear so you do damage and you're not struggling in content. It's a very, very efficient way to make content quick and not have to worry too much about gear. Gear really starts to make a big factor, be a big factor in the game in PvP, but as far as PvE content goes, you can get away with almost everything in the game. You're running at left-hand side SSR and right-hand side common in the current state of global. Good morning. Can we see Comrade Sekapoko again? Yes, when the mood strikes me, for sure. You should do a co-op stream with your twin Seka. He always asks the things you want to know. It'd be a really inefficient way of doing this video, but I would totally think about it. Your PvP team and geared PvP, is it still Hauser or do you change it? You can check it out on Twitch. I usually change my PvP team like once a week or twice a week. So giving you the information about what my PvP team is geared doesn't really benefit you because I change it too often. As far as between JP and Global goes, I change my PvP team a lot. For PvP, you have to like roll with whatever you're fighting a lot against. So what my biggest recommendation to you would be, if you're fighting against a composition you're consistently losing against, is time to change your PvP team. But only if you're fighting against that composition as a majority fight. If you're winning the majority of your fights, you really don't need to change your compositions. But if your win rate starts dipping below 50% and you start seeing like very, very big drawbacks to using your PvP comp, obviously it's time to change it up. I was not aware that Kung Fu Dian completely seals Red Demon from attacking. He has no debuff skills. Kung Fu Dian seals attack skills, and Red Slater is going to seal everything but attack skills. He's going to disable buff skills, debuff skills, healing skills, and also stance skills. So he locks out 4 different types of abilities, whereas Dian only locks out 1. And by locking out both of them for 2 turns, the boss is completely locked out from using any cards. Sekapoko, I have a question for you. I have enough coins to buy a UR weapon from the PvP shop, and I'm wondering if it's the best thing to do, or should I buy 70 anvils to reroll some SSR gear? Thanks for your advice, they're really great. Both, unfortunately. You really just gotta keep going and pushing PvP till you get everything. As far as which one you buy first, if you're pushing in gearless PvP, a weapon is obviously more valuable, and if you're pushing in geared PvP, the gear rolls can be more valuable. Really depends where you are in the game and what PvP version you're trying to push at that specific moment. Someone who's new and foolish. What SR do I have to build up? I really don't know what I should do, and I don't have the money to spend on a game like this. I've been putting my 100 into red Thur after wasting on a trash green Melius and blue DN. I don't know how to help you because you literally just commented on my video without actually watching the video. The SR units worth maxing video goes over every single SR in the game that you should max out as far as ultimates work. If you're maxing out their ultimate, why wouldn't you build out that specific unit? So I'm very confused on your question. To answer this question, no one else seems to know. For I'm guessing fake combo units, I know maxing their ultimate is important, but does evolving them and awakening them also help? My guess is you're asking about association units. The answer is yes. All the stats from an association unit, including their awakening level, their overall attack from gear, everything that you get from cosmetics, all that translates as part of the association link when you're actually linking a character, as far as the total stat gain on your main character goes when a team build is being made. So yes, they do factor into that. The only thing that's different is if you're doing, say, gearless PvP or in Training Cave, which is another mode that comes out later, where you don't have gear. Essentially, you do not have any. You don't have any gear on your association when that link is transferred over. So only thing you can get out of that linking partner is going to be their star level, of course, their total attack gain, their total defense, HP, all that stuff, and whatever weapon cosmetics that they have on their character, and that's translated through 5 or 10% depending on their ultimate level. I'm explaining why I do not max a character's ultimate. When you upgrade a character's ultimate, do their stats increase? No, stats don't increase at all as far as if an ultimate is increased. The only thing that you gain as far as combat class goes, every ultimate level you gain 200 flat combat class. As far as is that worth it? Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know if it's 200 or 500. I think it's 200. But you get a flat amount of combat class. Hey Seka, I want to know what the difference is between an SR link and an SSR link. Like when you said SR Green Gale Thunder is the best link for Hauser, I just wanted to make sure. By the way, I love your videos. I think I said SR Gila was the best link for Hauser. But I mean, Gale Thunder is also a good one. They're both good. Gale Thunder provides the combo attack for the Hauser, so that's also a good one to go, but I use Gila just for the attack bonus. As far as the difference between an SR link and an SSR link, there is no difference in the total amount that you're gaining, but the main reason you do an SR link versus an SSR link is because SR characters are insanely easy to max out their ultimates, because you get 5% stat gain on a level 1 ultimate, and level 6 ultimate you actually get 10% stat gain. So it's better to do SR characters because it's much easier to max their ultimates. Dude, how did I only make it through 2 days of comments in this 28 minutes? It's fucking nuts. All right, guys. Again, thank you for all support on the Twitch channel as well as the YouTube channel. You guys have been rock stars. I really do appreciate it. 5,000 subscribers in a month is huge. It's an amazing amount of subscribers. I've not been blessed with this much support in a while. So again, thank you very much for watching the channel. If you do want to like and subscribe, you can do all the fun stuff. And you guys, of course, if you do want to see the tier list video, I'll do it at 20,000 and all that stuff. Have a great rest of your day, guys.